Hey there, it's Mr. McTavish from Team 4152, and this is just a quick tutorial to cover some aspects of programming for First Robotics. So it's January 2021, and we've got a practice robot that we've wired up, and a couple key things with this. First off, we've gone through all of the different steps in the WPI library. So this is just a simple way to get things set up. And we've got VS Code installed, and so we've got kind of the main program, and this is kind of the default program that's there. You can see I've already added a constants file. Our team uses constants to keep everything nice and tidy in one spot, so it's easy to refer to them. So starting to program the robot. Now, the first thing is just getting it to drive. And our practice space, right now we just have a left motor and a right motor, and we're using Talon speed controllers to control them. Now, the Talon speed controllers are older controllers. The purpose of this is we want to be able to give our driver some practice driving, and it's not what we would use in competition, but we want to use something that we've got plenty of, and we have a few from the past, so let's use them. So a couple key things. You can see in the sample driving that they are using Victors, and there is the command to set the left motor and the right motor. So they're using Victors, and they're using PWM. We are using PWM as well. Usually in our competition robot, we're using CAN bus, but for older things, PWM is great, and it's quick and easy. So up here is the library. And so the key thing is start with that part. So you can see I've copied that, and I've done a Google search, and this gives me the documentation for WPI library. So I'm just going to switch to all classes. So these are all the classes in the WPI library. And looking at my code, I can see that the library for the Victor includes the name Victor. So I'm going to just do a quick search and search for Talon. And you can see there are the Talons. So the Talon FX, that's the Falcon motors. That's the built-in motor controller for that. So we're not using that on this robot, but we do use Falcons in our competition robots. Talon SRX, we've used a lot of those. Now, normally we would use CAN bus for those, so we wouldn't use the PWM. But down here, we continue to Control F allows us to find. There's Talon, and let's open it up. And this gives us the documentation. So there's a lot of stuff on here, and it can be very confusing. So you got to take the time to read through these and come back to them so that you understand them. So basically, it's the Cross the Roads electronic, and it gives you some different definitions or settings. So this gives you what full forward, full reverse is, the deadband range, and they direct you to Cross the Road Electronics, CTRE. That is the company that produced the Talons. They're discontinued now, but you can do a quick Google search and find the Talon user manual very easily. And it's got a lot of directions in it. So this gives you the information. And here is the constructor. So it takes a constructor. So I'm just going to go in here. First off, we need to import that library. So you'll notice as you type, IntelliSense pops up, which is great. And that allows us to easily find the correct things. Now, there's the Talon, so I'm just going to select that. And there we go. Couple things, you see how it's underlined, and the yellow underline, if you look at this, gives us a little show fixes. And the biggest thing is that we've declared it, but we're not using it. So what we need to do is we need to set it up just like we would here. Now, This is just temporary to do a test base. My goal is to put this later on into the constant, so I can just refer to it. So I'm going to call this my left motor, m underscore left motor, and create a new Talon. Now, the channel indicates this is where I need to look at the wiring on the robot and what is my PWM cable plugged into for that particular motor. So I'm just going to comment this out. So the problem that we had is that I had a left motor declared here and one here. So I'm just using this and I'm replacing that one, and then I would do the same thing with the other, and now I can simply test this. Very simple program. I don't need to do very much, but the key thing is that as we develop our program, we do it one thing at a time, test it, make sure it works. And I want to make sure that my drive works. So I'm going to do the same thing with the right motor. Once I've got that, then I can test it on the robot. Hope this is useful. There will be a series of these videos. So have a great day.